Welcome back. I'm here in the studio with the wealth creating maestro, Robert Allen, author of Nothing Down and many other bestsellers. Today we're going to talk about your best 3 deals. What properties have made you the most wealth over the years?
Well, in terms of creating wealth that made me millions and millions and millions of dollars, frankly, were some properties that I bought during one of the challenges that I did, where I said, send me to any city, take away my wallet, give me a $100 bill, and in 72 hours I buy an excellent piece of real estate using none of my own money. Now, I bought those properties. I bought 7 properties in 57 hours. Those 7 properties generated maybe $100 million worth of value to me because of my reputation. And so it helped me sell more books, it helped me sell more seminars. So in that way, they were extremely valuable, like maybe $200 million from that, frankly. They were all nothing down deals, so it worked out great. But the one property that I bought during the pandemic, did you buy anything during the pandemic? Well, I bought something at the bottom of the pandemic. We bought a house, we bought a very nice home. I'm very, very happy with it. It was in a neighborhood where there wasn't a lot for sale, frankly. And it was a beautiful neighborhood, a gorgeous multi-million-dollar neighborhood. You would just love to live there. And I live there now. How did we find it? Well, there are many ways of finding highly motivated sellers, and there are lots of ways of, digging out a good deal, since there was no sales going on in this neighborhood. We wanted to live there. There's 50 houses in a very powerful enclave of the best houses with the best foliage. It was just incredible. We wanted to live there, so we printed a letter and put it on the doorsteps of 25 of the homes. And we only got one response. And it was from the exact type of person that I'm telling you to buy from. You're looking for a highly motivated seller. So in this case, they were highly motivated because of the pandemic. And they'd already moved out. And then the pandemic happened. They'd already found another place to live. And the home was, it needed some work. It had been lived in heavily for 25 years. And it definitely needed some work. There's no doubt about it. But it was in the best location. So I always try to buy the best property, the worst property in the best neighborhood. That's the bottom line. So this was the worst property. Well, not quite. There was one, there was a couple of, but the value, because of the pandemic and some money that we put into it, has dramatically increased that property. It's gone up maybe $500,000 in just 1 year. And it's crazy. So we're very happy with that. Let's put it that way. First, doing what I'm telling you to do, find a highly motivated seller, which that's how we found ours, and then fix it up. Now, if we wanted to sell it, we would walk away with more money. But the problem is, we'd get more money out, but then we'd have to go find something else where the property's gone up there too. So the bottom line is, that was my latest deal that I did. And that's
incredible, because this is, obviously if you go into, a different neighborhood in a different state or something, and you're buying property as an investment property, it's easy to be not emotional about it, and you're just numbers focused.
Yeah.
But this is your personal life.
Yeah.
You knew where you wanted to live,
Yeah.
and you used the same principles in order to turn it into a $500,000 in a year.
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal. And the great thing about that is you can pull the equity out, right?
If I want to, but I'm getting to the age of, I don't want a big mortgage. What I want is zero mortgage. So we're at zero on this one, so it's paid for. Now, if I wanted to pull some money out on a HELOC, and go buy some more real estate, I do that. But remember, I'm reached the age, I'm 74 now, so I've reached the age where I'm gonna let the young'uns let go. I'll teach them how to find the deals. Where I spend my time is talking to you. You're one of the young'uns right now. And you are looking for a way to achieve some financial stability, maybe financial freedom in your life. So you don't care whether I go out and buy 100 properties this year. What you really want to know is, what's the system? What can Robert teach me on how I can start with what little I have, with no cash, no credit, no collateral, nothing. I'm going to tell you that if you got money, great. If you got good credit, great. If you got some assets, great. Good for you. But if you don't, I'm your guy. because I've been teaching nothing down for 40 years. I've been teaching people all over the world, in Japan, in Australia, in Russia, Italy, South Africa. I've got students, successful millionaire students all over the world because they do my systems. They follow what I told them to do. They change their mindset. They change their minds from being an from being an employee to an entrepreneur. And that's my specialty. I like to teach people.
That's awesome.
I love to teach people. I love to teach you. That's my song. That's what I do. And one of these days we'll meet and you'll come up to me and you'll say, Robert, I was up late at night and I was watching YouTube or I was on Instagram or something and I saw you and you resonated with me. You said something that really touched me. And therefore I started looking at more of your stuff and I started learning. I got some of your books. One of these days you will be a millionaire. You. Why not?
That's incredible.
And how will you raise your family then? They'll have better opportunities. They'll have better schools, better friends, better travel, better everything, frankly. And you can raise them with no money. That's okay. I'm not saying you need to be rich in order to be a good parent, but I've always said that good parents create good memories and bad parents create bad memories. If you had a parent that created bad memories for you and you say to yourself, that'll never happen to my children, it's nice to have some extra money so you can take them on a trip. You can travel. You can take them fishing in Alaska like I took my boys. They'll never forget catching that 50-pound salmon in the Kenai River. They will never forget it. And yeah, it cost me $10,000 to fly up there. We took a helicopter. We flew. We saw the bears eating salmon right out of the river. We almost ran into a bear, ran right down the trail towards us. They'll never forget that. These are memories that my children will be able to tell to their grandchildren if they'd hurry up and have some grandchildren. That's another side point. But anyway, bottom line is money helps. It's not necessary, but it helps.
That's awesome. I was going to say, it's hard to find a sad person in a Lamborghini. But I mean, we're talking about young people, right? And I think your message resonates with a lot of young people. Can you tell us about one of your first deals that turned out really well?
Well, my first deal was a little duplex. The lady was a highly motivated seller, and I didn't know that there were such a thing because I'd never bought a piece of real estate before. The biggest reason why I'm successful is because I was so stupid. I didn't know what I was doing in my first deal. I literally just went out there and started looking, assuming that this wouldn't be all that hard. I mean, how hard can it be? And the first property I found was a beautiful duplex right across the street from the major university. I bought it with how much money did I put down? $1,000 down?
Dang.
I didn't have hardly, and I didn't, my creative technique was to say, listen, I don't have the full down payment you want right now, but I'll give you some more money in 3 months, and then I'll give you another big chunk 4 months or 3 months from that. And so I created some balloon down payments. That's a technique, by the way. I didn't know that at the time, but now I've taught it. So the point is I give them a little down payment with a balloon. You say any amount of money 3 to 6 months from now looks like cash. So if they need all the cash and you say, well, listen, I'll give you some now so you know I'm legit, and then I'll give you a big chunk in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, that's kind of risky, but that's what I did. And I turned around and flipped that property before the balloon came due. And I turned my $1,000 into $6,000, which doesn't seem like much, but to me it was everything. And then I bought a 7-unit building with that money. Then I bought a 12-unit building with the money that I made from that. So I went from 12 unit to 40 unit to 10 units to 12 units to dozens of houses. All started with $1,000. So, and no job.
That's incredible. Wow. And in terms of your biggest deals, we've talked about that one was kind of a flip. One's the one you're living in right now. Can you talk about a wholesale? Like, what's the biggest wholesaling deal you've ever done?
That's a great, one of my favorite deals was actually a condo conversion. It was a 10-unit building. So a 10-unit building has a certain value for every unit in it, So it can be $50,000 a unit, $100,000 a unit, really, in today's kind of dollars. But so those units can be turned into owners' units. They can be turned into condominiums. It's tricky to do. You have to have all kinds of permissions. It was, a little hard to pull off, to tell you the truth. But we ended up selling the one building we bought into 10 separate ownerships. And therefore we turned each unit, and we doubled its price. So within 90 days, we had doubled the price we bought the 10 unit for. We had doubled it within well, I say 6 months, 3 months to 6 months.
Wow.
So that was a fun wholesale deal that we did. There are all kinds of deals like that. You can do deals like that.
That's incredible. So you bought in bulk and then sold individually.
That's right. That's right.
That's creative. That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, Robert, today. We really appreciate you, and I hope you guys learned something.